The Compulsive Gambler, Episode 5, was a really enjoyable episode. This was the Battle of Wits, the Battle of Bluffing, and I really enjoyed this episode. Even though it didn't do anything too crazy with the game, it was a pretty straightforward card game. What I really liked is how they really enforced the idea that everyone is a cheater, and this game is absolutely no exception. I mean, we have Yumiko, we have Mary, we have these other two characters, this big asshole who's pretty much an abusive person who I wouldn't put it past him to rape people and things like that, even though he hasn't yet, he probably would. And this other girl who I forget her name of. But I really like this episode because not only do we see a really amazing win for our main characters, and I'm gonna say Mary is a main character at this point because even though she was introduced at first as being just kind of a throwaway kind of like maybe side villain you could call her, it seems like now since they have a friendship between each other, it seems like she's going to be a pretty prominent figure within this series now, or at least that's the assumption I get, which I'm perfectly fine with because after seeing a couple of episodes with her in the forefront, how she's just as manipulative as Yumiko herself if she's put into the right scenario, I really do enjoy her character. She's fun. We don't really know too much about her in terms of actual personality. We've only really seen her play games and we've seen her kind of sick and twisted side, so really it will be interesting within the coming episodes, the next 7 episodes, if we get to see more of her actual persona and not just who she is when she plays games, as even though we haven't seen too much with Yumiko herself, we do have a sense of who she is as a character outside of the gambling matches, so it'll be nice to see what Mary is, especially now that she's going to be chilling with the crew. But I like this episode because even though they didn't do anything too insane with the game, they definitely had a couple of kind of silly and over exaggerated facial expressions. But really at the end of the day, they didn't do anything that insane compared to the past, say, 4 episodes. But I did really enjoy this episode because not only is everyone cheating in their own way, they really just manipulate not only this guy, but also us, the viewer, and thinking like, what exactly is their end goal? Why are they trying to help this other girl? What exactly are they building up to? And at the end of the day, when you see just how everything unfolds, how they're swapping basically whose chips are worth what, how they're basically manipulating to making this guy think that he's just gonna have new pets, he's gonna get out of this unscathed, and just to see his utter crush and defeat to when he's trying to swing a punch at Mary and he just gets tased. Not only is it satisfying, it's hilarious all at the same time. And I really like how Yumiko is the type of person who's not driven by money when she gambles. She's driven just by her love and thrill of the game. And I really like how that's just kind of throwing a curveball at the student council because they just can't wrap their heads around this girl who's not being driven by money or anything like that. She's just having fun doing this, and it's such a weird persona compared to how everyone else in the school is living by the money, living by the bet. So I really like that kind of twist, and I'm really interested to see how the student council is going to progress with Yumiko as a character, if they're going to immediately try to recruit her to the student council, because having someone like that maybe in your student council would be better for them, or maybe that's too much of a risk because she'll just gamble away everything. And she also seems to really care about other people. If you're not a complete and utter asshole, she's trying to help people. She's teaching this other girl like the lesson of not just being a slave, kind of putting yourself out there, standing up for yourself. And I do like the little bit of backstory we got with her to see how abusive and how just shitty she was treated after she became basically one of these pets here. And I just, at the core, I thought this was a fun episode. I really don't think we're ever going to see anything that amazing with character development or really anything that complex with any of the characters or the writing. I think this is going to be a pretty straightforward show, but that's not a bad thing because at the end of the day, what I'm looking for is fun matches, fun characters, and doing something a little more than just being fan service for the sake of being fan service. And so far with these 5 episodes, I'm very happy with what we've had here. I think not only does it look beautiful, the voice acting goes above and beyond, especially in those over-exaggerated scenes, and it's just a fun watch every single week. But I will make note here, there is a couple of series going for like a 1-week break next week, but it seems like all 3 of Mappa's shows from this season, Compulsive Gambler, Altair, A Record of Battles, and Rage of Bahamut Virgin Soul, they're going on break for like 2 to 3 weeks, something like that. I forget the exact dates here. You can check like a live chart, things like that, to basically get when the next episode's coming out. And I think that's probably due because they're doing 3 high quality shows and they need that time to keep the production quality up. So yeah, it sucks we gotta wait a little bit, but I'm perfectly fine because I'd rather have a 2 to 3 week break, get a good episode, well polished, not rushed, than have shitty animation, like shitty art quality, just rushed mess. So I'm perfectly fine with that, but I'm sure people are going to bitch nonetheless. But so far, I've been having a blast with Compulsive Gambler. Definitely one of my favorite news shows of the season. It's such an insane, what the hell am I watching ride? Like, that's the easiest way to put it. But I really do enjoy the characters. I'm glad they're taking characters like Mary, who at the beginning were just the throwaway kind of side villains, and they are starting to do something with it. I doubt we're going to see major character development or growth, but I'm perfectly fine with what they're doing so far. I'm having a blast with the character dynamics, and I think right now the most interesting thing to me is how the Student Council is going to counter Yumiko and what they're ultimately going to do with her, because she is such a wild card. She is someone who's really never going to be in the middle. She's going to lose all her money or she's going to gain all the money. I really like her character. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What did you think of this match? How did you think of just the outcome and how they're kind of like, everyone's a cheater, everyone's kind of doing the battle of bluffs here? What did you think overall, and how excited are you for episode 6 when it does come out? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Before you leave, smack that like button, share your support if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.